almost a crossover. It's not one of those Porsche SUVs, though. It's a little wagon.
Yeah, does it count as a hatchback?
Yeah, kind of similar to my beloved 928. So I'm like, yes, that counts as awesome.
Anything Porsche is awesome. So.
It wouldn't be 90s. This is, of course, like a 2020 or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but...
In our 90s spirit, we finally got around to doing...
Yes!
Worst rock groups of the 90s.
It is time for music, 90s.
So, for the almost none viewers...
Yeah, for those who remember...
That can follow the saga of what decade it is.
Yeah.
From doubting whether or not we were going to do 90s first before 60s. I got to go back and do 60s.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah, so... But yeah, here it is. The colorful extreme 90s.
Huge topic.
Yeah.
It's more vast than the 1980s, or at least for us, because we love so much 80s stuff.
Yes.
When I actually started being old enough to have memories.
Yeah. Yeah. This is about...
Remember, the late 80s to me are still when I was only at a maximum of 9 or 10.
This is...
at the very end of the 80s.
Yeah. As far as formulation of memories for me, that seems to start around 1995 or so. So, yeah, this counts as...
you would at least remember more than the 80s.
This counts as
for
prime.
That much more time to be able to.
Yeah. The 90s count as prime embryonic brain. Me.
There's a lot, though.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's stuff...
We had to whittle it down.
That you have to... Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot you gotta consider when making a list about content from the 90s.
Like walking in tall grass?
Yeah.
Or something? Who do we, of course, start with? Our boy.
Yes.
Is that him?
Our Johnny John.
Is that him?
Cougar.
What is that? Just the plastic sleeve? What is that sticking out? Just
this is
the inner sleeve?
Yeah, so our big silver album here, there's a protective sleeve on it. But yeah.
One of those half circle.
Yep. It is a
nice.
A deluxe CD.
That you follow the saga of his...
It's a video CD.
Involvement in our least favorite.
Yeah.
Through the decades.
Yep. He's
that we can well conclude him on 90s because of new material.
Yeah.
Remember, we had to kind of specify between...
That's right. One of the...
A musician that's just... still playing gigs or whatever.
That was one of the rules as
distinct from releasing new...
Including these classic artists, you have to delineate the fact that they're still making new stuff. So,
in his famous, painters gallery,
yes,
I believe they said they were all his paintings.
Yeah, he painted them, and then he's talking to this.
And just the first 20 seconds of that dadgum video,
like. If somebody can find
We're explaining something like this.
Yeah, if somebody could find a way to video edit a 3D, like a spinner, a fidget spinner.
He's illustrating a pretty...
Or a Goku ball or something.
A pretty difficult concept.
Yeah.
His supermodel companion...
Who produces the track.
Is also on engineer sound.
Yeah, she is also a sound engineer.
She grabs the headphones and is...
Just mixing on set.
Is that like a little solution center back there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's also a testament to the hard American work ethic when you can mix the song while you're...
And me John Johns.
Making the song, yeah.
It's JCM, so it's your blue collar and everything that's JCM.
Yeah, that's what blue collar people do, is paint paintings and explain to their girlfriends why it's a thing. But that song specifically, if you want to search it up on YouTube, it's called Get a Leg Up?
Oh yeah. Get a leg up, get a leg down. Get a leg.
Yeah. It's a fantastic track.
And you trace his name saga too. Remember the renaming?
Yes.
Or the getting rid of Cougar?
Getting rid of Cougar. I think that happened in the early 90s.
Did he switch to just Mellencamp?
Yeah. He went through like 5.
At some point in the 90s.
Yeah, it was just Mellencamp, and then there was John Mellencamp, and I think that's what stuck for
If I was,
the rest.
I
of us.
would have tried to be involved with Johnny Mnemonic,
Oh yeah,
and then call it just Johnny
yeah, that makes complete and total sense.
in your, like a Garth Brooks.
Yeah, exactly.
You can put on a wig and do a whole album of just being called just Johnny.
Yeah, just Johnny. Yeah, that's it. So
We will see you in the 2000s,
yeah, yes sir.
Mr. JCM.
Yeah, kept doing stuff.
Continuing, yeah.
Yeah. So, going along the same line of classic artists that continued to do stuff in the 90s.
Yeah, what were our ones that don't quite count as... Yeah.
You have Aerosmith, who filmed a new video for a then
in the
old
Sweet
song.
Emotion, yeah.
Yeah, the Sweet Emotion.
Yeah, they had like
video.
their third comeback.
But as well, they kept cranking them out too. Early 90s Aerosmith is something I can stand
Yeah, they did new material.
to not hear again.
And bunch of...
Meatloaf.
Oh, yes.
With
How many Bat Out of Hells are we up
Yeah,
to?
I think we're up
Or
to
Bats Out of Hell?
Well, I think we're up to 2 at this point. I think
Oh, I could have sworn there was a
3.
3.
There was.
I could have sworn there was a 3.
There is a third one. Yeah, I think we're up to 3 at this point. But yeah, the very melodic metal that you can and hard rock that you can take seriously. The Black
And your thing, your scarf. Oh, yeah, can't forget Black Crows.
Black Crows.
They, yeah,
Yes.
they'll get to irking you. Similar to Aerosmith, they have cool bell bottoms, but
Yeah.
there's next to no enjoyment for me
One of
to try to use Black Crows.
one of those things where they like try to take the spirit of what was then called classic rock and make something new out of it. Yeah. But
I mean, I won't necessarily blame them for just the formula on its own.
yeah.
What was that one? Let's see. There was a... Oh, yeah, Hard to Handle version
Yes. Yeah.
was their hit, wasn't it?
Hard to handle. Yeah. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. And your boy Kravitz? While we're on the topic of
Oh, he would count as in the revivalism, yeah.
new artists and old styles, yeah. Yeah. And
Did he gain... He's been around for a long time, too.
yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
And Denise's wife, or husband.
Yes.
We made fun of that. Wow, he's been a laughing stock. Sorry, Lenny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same old thing. He's a good guy. But man, yeah, he was a laughing stock going all the way back to, yeah.
He's been classic for as long
And
as
those-
classic has been around.
Those strings.
Yeah.
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 What was that
Flying
other
Away.
one? Oh, Mr. Cat, yes.
Yeah.
The notorious couple of ones.
Yeah.
And then the Taxi Cab, remember?
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You like that drummer?
Yeah, the drummer was on
The
it.
cool little small short drummer lady. She was awesome.
When it was, yeah. And I mean, I can get down with a good bass line when it was not, being put through a weird effect or whatever.
Your notoriety of the other,
Yeah.
the Guess Who
And to
song.
circle back to actual classic artists, Rod Stewart.
Yeah. Who else are we actually using for what came out in their old guys?
Tom Petty?
I can't use Rod Stewart hardly at all.
Oh, yeah.
I might be able to use Jeff Beck's first album
Well,
or and second one or whatever it was.
no matter what album it is, Jeff Beck is awesome. So, but yeah.
We're talking about Rod Stewart.
But yeah, Rod Stewart, yeah. No. They needed to,
I'm not even going to blame him for having the nickname Rod the Mod.
they needed to put the brakes on him sometime in the 80s.
I can't use faces. Yeah, you look at how far you could go back to think he's cool still,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's about 1969.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
His solo albums, and then what did he do for that counts as 90s?
Let's see.
Run down to
Vagabond.
What was the Young Hearts?
The Vagabond Blues.
Young Hearts in the Wind? Or does that count as 80s?
I think that
Whatever,
was-
anyway.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart counts. Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Now, does he... That would count as 70s,
Yes.
wouldn't it? Or did he start in the 80s? When did he release an album?
I think he started in the late 70s.
But he had a great comeback, talking about these classic guys.
Yeah.
He had a rallying... Remember that Johnny Depp video?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Was it Learning to Fly? One of those. Oh, the We Can't Dance tour
Oh!
and album.
Yes.
In our great
Our-
rallying comebacks of millions of dollars.
Our fantastic lineup.
Gangbusters run of the I Can't Dance of Genesis
Yes.
and them.
Yeah. So.
Where you do the little dance with the...
Yeah.
Like that. That shit was funny.
If you ask me, Phil Collins' era Genesis should have been one of those bands that they shut the door on in the 80s and should not have been allowed to exist
It works for comedy.
after probably 87 or so.
Phil, man, yeah.
Before I was born, they should have stopped. But yeah.
Yeah, you can use the hilarity.
Yeah.
And some of it is his real sense of humor.
Yes.
He'll be up on stage making funny faces, going like,
Yeah. But, I mean, again, that music video for the Won't Be Coming Home or whatever, the song about the
oh
kid
yeah,
that was raised in an abusive
yeah.
family.
Get out of your house.
Yeah. Subject matter, again, was pretty serious.
Well,
Right.
speaking of comebacks, how many times did the kid go, and
Oh.
the dad just keeps kicking him away?
Well, I would venture to say as often as needed for a 4.5 to 5 minute long song.
He'll be an adult. Oh yeah, if they need a third verse
You got to come back. So
or
you-
want one, then you have to do it again.
yeah, you got to come back so you can be kicked back out.
How come you're keeping on telling me to?
It's the third time. You think I would have got the message after the second?
I didn't actually want to keep coming back.
It's not my fault. Phil Collins kept making that come back. But yeah.
What are some of our older... We're kind of trying to go through chronologically. In the beginning of the 90s.
It would be Metallica. Because they were coming from the 80s.
Let's see. Yes,
they were
what did
coming-
you count as?
They were coming out of the thrash.
I'm definitely not going to call the Black Album a piece of poo.
No, I can listen to the Black Album all day
It's
long.
take it or leave it, though.
Yeah, like,
As they went on past that, isn't that when they start becoming
yes, there was a small period of interim where they
considerably less beloved?
just did tours, but starting in 95 with the Load album,
And your Napsters? Yeah, what
Yeah.
happened to Metallica? They
Uh,
mysteriously all cut their hair at the same time.
to be 90s.
In those Harry Connick Jr. looking, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and James Hetfield, like,
People releasing,
guessed,
was it 94?
aged a little bit more, but yeah.
Was it 95 or so?
90
Somewhere in there.
I think 95 was when Load came out, and then 97 was when
Oh,
Reload.
2 years apart? Okay, I got it mixed up. I thought it was some kind of remix
But no,
because of the title. I thought it was just a
the idea behind
reimagining of their...
yeah, it was the idea behind Reload was to continue to reuse the energy from the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was supposed to be
all
a
new material.
continuation and further elucidation of the theme of...
Which is weird because I think the idea behind Load was to like go back to their more raw sound,
Okay.
or try something different instead of the Black Album is to just.
I still don't know.
But
Is there radio hits off of them?
there are a few.
I only know. Yeah, I didn't.
There's Fuel, the song Fuel.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Yeah, and the Unforgiven part.
What a great. Yep, you can always do a song that's the same title but a different track,
Yeah.
and just call it Part 2.
Part 2. Yeah. So
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, I like the music personally. Like the music is okay, but
Yeah, it's the same people writing the riffs,
yeah.
so maybe the riffs aren't all terrible and
But-
bad music songs.
But I mean, whenever I hear it, it just conjures up memories of going to school in Midwest town that had a trailer park right next to it.
His voice does that further back.
The mid '80s.
Yeah, that's
The mid '80s.
especially with
F-150
James Hetfield, man, is what does that to me.
That's
But
out
yeah, I know
there.
exactly what you're talking about. Conjuring images of
It's along the same vein as Leonard Skinner.
yeah,
Where
like
it's-
railroad tracks, and then you got the overpass going over the
Yeah, the songs themselves aren't terrible, but the mental part of what I
The,
conjure during the music, and
Kinda-
that's
kind of rough looking Americana town type.
yeah, and yeah, it's Skinner stuff. So, but yeah, they came.
Yeah, stale smell of the '80s type. Yeah,
Yeah, they from the night like they had one more album after that that kicked ass, and then Saint Anger for 2000s.
Oh, in their career, yeah,
Be on the lookout for that.
yeah, they put other stuff.
Yeah.
Don't they have a whole collection of DVDs?
Yes. Yeah, you can go on there and buy your big mega Metallica box set.
And your Saga,
Yeah. But
where
yeah.
the guy owns his own like horror movie museum or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Got to take a pretty cool
That would be pretty all right to tour, yeah. But yeah, just load and reload kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. So,
Yes. Speaking of our negativity,
yes.
what's the rest of what's the rest of the hard rock side of the '90s? Just a boy who loves corn.
Yes, the new news. Or no, it would be just news.
Yeah, it counts as just the news. First generation of corn.
First generation.
Or first in our
Yeah.
new news.
Yeah. So,
Of course, has nothing to do with me just wanting to go new.
well, yeah, of course.
new.
Saying the word new over and over again. Yeah, but yeah, news. New metal.
Does Limp Bizkit count?
Very much so, yes. Where you fuse the hip hop with the rock, and you get.
Remember that rolling thing?
Oh yeah,
Doesn't it like top lists of worst stuff of all time?
yeah. Like I gotta be downing like 2 to 3 fifths of vodka before I enjoy the song. Then I'll be
You gotta spread it out over 36 hours.
Then I'll be like, yeah. I'll be drunkenly going along with the song. But yeah,
We're rolling them up.
we already mentioned Korn. Papa Roach is another one where it's
Yeah.
it's all about the hip hop. And
I remember
and
lots
rock
of leaning over while you're holding your
and fusing.
like bass guitar.
Yeah,
Remember all the leaning over?
the imagery where the guy just you probably won't even be able to see my head. I
You're
gotta
in a
hang it so low.
3XL black shirt
Yeah,
and
it's
a giant black jorts,
it's yeah.
and
where
you're
the jorts,
leaning way over.
They're like 2 sizes too big, and
And it became an art form.
it
I remember
really
seeing numerous guys
It really did.
doing the exact same stage presentation technique
Woodstock '99, baby.
in your new news.
Um,
Now, Kid Rock actually counts, doesn't he?
Yeah,
When he actually first
we already.
and declare new metal.
Yeah,
But he fits in the multiple categories just because
yeah. He found
it's
a
hard
way.
to categorize him.
He found a way to fuse hip hop with rock and like
Never met a man like
make
that.
it rock with the roll, you know. Went down with but Slipknot is in here too. They've been known to use a hip hop oriented drum beat or two.
I remember Lots of running around.
Yeah. There's
Don't
stage.
they have like 12 guys? Yeah,
There's 3 drummers.
there's a percussionist
Or yeah, a percussionist and
or like a trash can lid banger.
yeah. There's an array of percussion.
There's at least 10 guys going in what's it called? Matching jail suits or
Yeah.
matching.
Yeah, jail jumpsuits and yeah, it's just yeah. Slipknot is just
They wore funny masks.
their stage presence was amazing. It's just something I don't need to hear all the time. You know, it's
There's no usage.
yeah. So
Yeah, I can't use
yeah, but
completely forgettable.
fusing hip hop with rock was something that was done for. It begins the trend of instead of being 100% original, we take something from side A and something from side B and kind of mashing it all together.
In your fusion, yes.
It's the epitome of fusion. So,
Yeah, I just
Which-
happen to not be able to can't do them at all.
continues to exist even today. People are fusing left and right nowadays.
The new news,
So, yeah.
the no. In the rest of our hard rock and heavy metal noise,
Yeah.
what just straight up sucked from the 90s?
Oh.
There's plenty that was good. Danzig.
Yes.
We would be remiss as hell to not include Danzig on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Because, I mean,
You're well past the Misfits time
yeah.
when he could actually do cool stuff.
Yeah, so now it's time for...
Of course, I'm not going to use Sam Hain or whatever the first run of Danzig was. What was that? 1988 or something?
Yeah. It starts, yeah. Starts in 80.
But when they brought him, when he had a rally
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
and re-released the same thing from before, man.
But because I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas all the time back in early to mid 2000s, I kept hearing the song Mother that I remember.
Boy, we really are the victims here.
When I remembered from before, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to hear this song again.
The problem, in addition to the actual music, that was no longer snappy Ramones-ish punk
Yeah.
time of 70s, but the problem was his vocals. That's, remember the Elvis and the Jim Morrison and the,
Ah, yeah. Yeah. When he tries, just use Mother as an example.
like crooning.
Mother!
He'll do this over-exaggerated vibrato and
Need a drink.
what's it called?
Tell your children not to walk my way. I can't even do it right, but
There
yeah.
would be
kind of
there
like
would be slathering. There'd be,
yeah. There's decent amount of slurring and the
say you got a piece of toast and just way too much butter
yeah that's a good
type
analogy.
approach.
Yeah, you put a little too much jelly on there as well.
It's like an Elvis, Jim Morrison Misfits.
Yeah.
And again, how dead serious he is.
Oh,
guys.
You can't.
You're entertainers
Yeah.
and musicians.
Yeah. That's
Some of them that are just,
one thing to.
yeah. How is that not just exceedingly goofy?
Yeah.
In your speaking of which,
Stuff.
are all those death metal bands.
Yes.
As the 90s went on, we had
90s
better
death
include
metal. Yeah.
the same thing I was complaining about on that other video,
Yeah.
where it is too weak of a sound.
Yeah.
Those rapid fire and blast beat drums.
Yeah. Blast beats. Generation 1 blast beats.
Vocals that are just plain bad one way or the other,
Yep.
whether it's a matter of style, production, or competency.
Whenever the guy behind the mixer board makes all the things at the same level, so it just sounds like somebody's taking a shit.
Yes, let's just make it murky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You step in it. Like whenever you buy your Deicide CD, you step in it.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It's disgusting. So, But yeah, we're
And the negativity.
Yes.
Do you want to go all day talking about, oh, I can't wait to hear the one about the zombie gore
Yeah.
in this context. Oh, but the next one after that is this real subtle dramatic monologue about the
it's
zombie gore in this
yeah.
context. And then the one after that, we can throw in some
It's like with all metal.
every single. Yeah, there was 1,000 dudes who wanted to, what?
Rip the
Make fun of or mock Christianity.
Oh yeah, mock Christianity.
They, of course, quite anti-religion.
Blatantly offend
And
suburban moms everywhere.
sometimes just be a straight-up non-LaVey
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah.
Satanist.
Uh,
Yeah, purposely angering the church moms. And then just to get your polemics in the vocals about,
like,
in the lyrics about the,
I don't know about anybody else, but I just can't wait to hear about how Death Creeper 969 is gonna rip the esophagus out of some kid like 7 times and then string it across some freaking campfire for it's with all metal.
hard to do when you're over about age 14.
For me, it's the thing of metal in general. I can only take it in small doses. Like, for me, a large dose of metal is a Full Metal album, and then I'm good for like a week.
Ridiculous kind.
And
I mean, I can do a Thin Lizzy marathon.
Thin Lizzy's alright, yeah. But like, starting with the thrash metal of the '80s and going on to today,
As it
I
went
can-
through the 90s, it was,
I can only do it in small doses.
first of all, they were a dime a dozen.
Oh yeah, Cannibal Corpse. We got freaking. I already said Deicide, but there was
Yeah, all your legitimate Satanists
Death and
and your
does Blood Rock?
pretty mysterious tropes.
Blood Rock doesn't.
Oh, did they have a comeback?
It's Blood Rock.
Everything mysteriously has a
That's
cliched death metal album cover.
Death and metal, yeah. But yeah, so yeah.
And
just-
your super duper awesome 90s negativity
Yeah.
that you're just glad is in the hell over with.
yeah,
man.
definitely.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
Let's see. Goth stuff.
yes.
We would of course be remiss on
Yeah.
if we didn't include Marilyn Manson,
yeah. Yeah.
because he was like #1 for a while.
A long while, yeah. He was the only one doing this type of stuff for the most part.
It's the Alex Cooper of the 90s.
You know, it really is. Yeah.
The dentistry of the 1920s.
The show.
I'm not anti-shock rock.
No. But
As you know, I love anything involving a costume and the stage props on a stage. Again, he was dead serious about himself.
very serious.
Oh my gosh, when he got popular and all that diva crap,
Yeah. Whenever the fights broke out on
completely
stage.
laughable. Yeah, he'll throw a roadie equipment at you. Dead serious.
Yeah. The first album, I would say, is pretty decent. Like, if you just listen to the music and not get
Oh yeah, I love the Daisy Berkowitz.
so far into the Manson-ism, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, technically they were called the Spooky Kids. It was Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids.
Yeah. But
Yeah, gotta love Daisy Berkowitz.
when it's time to go to a show or watch a music video
Or participate in any mass thing with
yeah.
15,000 other, what's they're called? Disaffected,
Oh yeah.
angry, edgy goth teens of
The 90s.
the 90s.
Yeah. That's when my brain gets shut down.
People, everybody standing outside, you know, when you stand, wait to go into the venue.
Yeah.
All the fans are standing out there
And
going,
they're all
90s, 90s,
yeah.
90s. Everybody's just like 90s, 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 90s.
Yeah, like starting around the golden age of grotesque era is whenever it really flattens off for me.
Oh yeah, he hung around, boy.
Yeah, he
Has he still not even retired?
nope, he's still doing stuff. they have to prop him up, but yeah.
That's a long time being edgy.
Getting edgy is now classic.
All those idiot polemics.
How do you do that?
And goofy attention seeking and seriousness.
Yeah, it's like...
and then he'll be like, well, just stay tuned for a year and a half and I'll have a whole nother studio album out.
That phase...
Remember, there was, what was that one? Crusty Driftwood? Something about wood.
Yes.
Wood Branch.
Rotting... Hollywood Rotting.
Hey, everybody! I'm gonna cover The Doors number.
Yeah. I mean, they did Darkness before he did, but it doesn't speak to 90s Generation X.
Did you need me to make something again?
But yeah.
It will be scary.
That,
and kind of vampire-ish.
Yeah.
Goth stuff.
He should have,
And, again, I won't trash it on its own.
No.
Just maybe 80% of it.
The music. Music is...
did goth stuff for a while in 10th grade.
But, yeah.
Raise your hand if you went to high school wearing black lipstick a couple times. So I'm definitely not going to say...
Yeah.
Dark. Edgy.
Yeah.
It's not inherently bad.
No.
But, I definitely...
It's...
definitely think...
And...
His goofy stuff outweighs whatever initially made him cool a very long time ago.
And let's not forget that album from '99 with the.
Oh yes, I got pretty mad when he first had those glam sequins and glitter, little bit, looking like Dave Hill.
Even if it was ironic, kind of still didn't need to happen. Like. He may have been doing it for the irony and the lampooning and whatever it is, but...
For me, it was not that when that came out, I was at the height of my love for the glam.
It just kind of didn't need to happen.
I saw that and was just immediately...
Yeah. Did not need to happen at all, if you ask me.
Get ass!
But yeah,
let's see. There was a lawsuit involving a dog. He got punched out at a Canadian Denny's restaurant.
Yeah.
Remember when he fell off of that... those guns? Remember it was a stage prop of two giant handguns?
Yes. Yeah, we watched that a little while ago, yeah.
And it's the part of the show where it's time to get especially edgy.
Yeah.
And he's doing some nice kineticism for your show.
And
climbing onto the giant guns.
Yeah.
Only for the weight of the entire piece, he's on the wrong side.
Yeah, so...
If he wanted to not tip over, he should have climbed up the back.
Yeah.
Because he climbs up the side that's getting ready to fall over.
Yep. And
awesome.
Yeah, despite only weighing like 120 pounds, he still makes it fall over. It's great. Hope he didn't take two to the chest on that one. You can see his rib cage. That, I was not a fan of. So.
Be seeing ya.
Yeah.
Mr.
But
Warner.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he's Brian Warner.
Brian Warner.
Remember when he was insisting that people call him
Marilyn Manson?
Not just Marilyn Manson,
Mr.
but
Manson.
Mr.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Very serious. Very, a man.
Trudging right along. What is our next
let's
dismay item?
90s punk. This is the pop punk of, specifically the pop punk of the 90s.
Yes. How can we kind of reconcile? It was a little more positive.
Yeah.
Emotions, a little more positive message of...
Yeah, less...
Remember in hardcore days, and you would be talking about...
Yeah.
Wanting to... what was the funny thing? Shave with a car grill.
Yeah. It became less about violently upthrowing a system or the small guy getting the upper hand.
Oh, yeah, we can't really say positive, but we can just say...
Less brutal.
Yeah.
But...
Because emo doesn't really count as... Yeah, when you're...
Yeah, pop punk...
When you're...
Pop punk's main concern is about...
Trying to be as efficient as possible while you're
Yeah.
being sad.
Is about pop punk is
Your body pillow on your
Yeah.
in your teenager's room.
pop punk's main concern is whether Jenny says yes on the second or third time.
With people that accidentally dyed their hair the same color at the
Tom
same
asked
time.
about leaving roses on the stairs. Freaking letting him know that she really cares, I guess. But yeah, specifically Blink-182.
And all that, yeah.
High notoriety for me being, okay guys, this is enough. But,
I, of course, couldn't stand Green Day, but that was just mostly because of popularity.
yeah, Green Day kind of stayed true to the original.
They were punk-ish.
spirits of
I
punk,
wasn't
yeah.
completely disgusted by the couple of radio hits off of that one massive album.
Yeah, yeah,
The 90s were, of course, for me, the 90s were about vehement anti-popularity.
yeah, and Rancid. I can stand to not hear Rancid a time or two again.
A couple of the ones that were big in the 90s that were still at least punk-ish.
Yeah,
Offspring, same thing. I won't really,
Offspring's great. Yeah,
I won't really fire the poopy cannon at Offspring.
yeah. That first album especially is really good.
What
So-
was the family of? There was one called Sum 41.
Yes,
Were there more with numbers? Or yeah, Blink 182.
Blink-182. There was a band called CKY, which is all letters. But I don't think CKY even means anything.
$1.79. Yeah, does it even
Yeah.
stand for? Is it a
Charlie Kilo
that's something to do with Kentucky?
Yankee. But yeah, yeah, it's just that whole thing of pop punk in the '90s and how I was exposed to it. Very much so is my main gripe. But again,
Hey, at least we still got stuff rammed down your throat like at a grocery store or playing in at a mall or something, you know,
yeah. So
where they would at least acknowledge that it was a different decade.
yeah,
The 80s were completely over,
yeah.
and you can what is Jimmy Eat World?
Oh yeah.
Does that count as one of those
Eat
Does that count as one of those
eat?
later punk 90s punk things?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like on the threshold on the very edge of whether it's punk or just pop. But yeah, I would.
And nobody's gonna punch you out for lighting up a cigarette. That straight edge crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll at least acknowledge how I don't know. I still keep wanting to say more positive. Less grisly and
Less-
violence. Yeah.
Yeah. For the sake of violence. Yeah. Yeah. Less of that. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a good thing to celebrate.
Smaller amount of aggression
Aggression, yeah.
for your general emotional tone.
Yep.
Let's see. In our that I actually have to.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it pains me greatly to reconvene. Butt club
Yeah.
for what? What was the butt club for this what item?
Well, it's
Oh, because via punk and ska.
yes.
Yeah.
The punk ska mix and just
I have to reconvene on No Doubt
okay.
and Gwen Stefani.
Yes. So very specifically
That is something I can't do at all musically. Nothing against them. It's
yeah.
just that I'll never ever actually want.
Yeah.
She's nice looking
Yeah.
when she's not wearing those skating outfits and actually
Yeah.
doing
Just girl
society's idea of a beautiful woman.
girl yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Girly stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, ska. in your ska comeback,
Yes.
man.
Now,
I,
I specifically count as a No Doubt fan.
the horns.
I love No Doubt. When it was time to be more punk and less ska. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's how you'll be able to
I'm.
dodge the
I'm.
If I want to listen to ska, I'm gonna use one of those like from the 80s. And
Yeah.
did it come from England?
Yeah. And
One of those where it wasn't a ska comeback of
roots. Yeah.
1996 or 7.
Yeah, with roots from the from reggae. Yeah. But
Remember that thing that was like 3 different things?
yes, there's a No Doubt song.
It was a
You would.
what is it? You do ska for the verse,
Yeah.
and then for the refrain you do
A punk. It's a hard
one of those rapid fire drums,
like a hard punk. Yeah.
with your
Dicka. And
yelling. Yeah,
yeah, she's yelling.
different style.
Yeah. And then at the
Harsh noise for the refrain, and then you do another verse,
you do it, yeah, in ska
and then when you're done, you wrap it up with straight up reggae.
with reggae. You get 3 styles in one song. It's the 90s. People don't have time to like decompress.
Come on, it's the 90s.
You gotta like keep people from hitting the skip button on your
busy.
CD.
Yeah, it was as the 80s. Yeah, yeah.
So-
Everything began to be discernibly busier
Yeah.
for
But
your advancement of the
yeah.
human race consciousness in general.
So yeah, for me,
You would basically need to. It's kind of like an hors d'oeuvre plate where the guy holds up and you have your choice of 10 different things
yeah, like
for like a crowd of
ska for me.
like at a festival.
Yeah.
Say you got the fans, and then there might be 500 people over here that are just.
Yeah.
So then you have to like,
Oh yeah. So you gotta
what's it called? Cover all the bases.
you gotta throw out their hors
Whatever
d'oeuvres.
analogy that doesn't involve sports.
Yeah, you got to throw out their hors d'oeuvres so that they can cheer while they're getting theirs.
Oh yes, it was a food reference.
The other
Yeah,
people,
different hors d'oeuvres for different.
yeah, the other people will patiently wait for their section of the hors d'oeuvres.
Hate ska? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sick of that part? All right.
yeah, ska. This 90s ska,
Ugh.
I can't even do in small doses. Like when I was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and the Goldfinger song came on, where it's like da 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 da, and he's doing all he can and being the best he is. It's time for me to hit, skip.
You'll definitely get your fill
Yeah.
as a victim.
So,
I couldn't ever use the rhythm guitar in there
yeah,
that goes along on the little offbeat.
yeah,
What it's called?
the whamp, whamp. Yeah,
And it's just a super weak, super tinny, whatever you call it.
whamp. Yeah, yeah. It was always a bounce or a
The
whamp.
jumping up and down, was that a ska thing
Yes.
in the 90s? When they started that hopping in place?
And it wasn't even synced. They would just randomly hop.
Oh yeah, sometimes you wouldn't even be, yeah.
Yeah, it's we can leave that in the 90s.
Let's see. I will also concede on the women's rights in some of the lyrics.
Yeah,
Remember, she had a couple of really great staunch anthems for
yeah. There
for
was.
female empowerment.
I think it counts as third wave of empowerment. Was
90s
the
feminism?
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a great amount of that. And that was great.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
The era of the strong lady.
Running.
There's a lot of kinetic.
There was some kind of thing where she's running along.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of that. But
Yeah, it gives me I feel like skate. It feels like a skateboarding team.
kind of.
She's in those pants and those shoes. It looks like they're getting ready to.
Yeah.
Looks like they're kind of jogging up and getting ready to do one of those.
Yep.
What's it called? A 540 on the way to the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm half expecting him to pull like a skateboard out from behind their back and just jump and hop on and yeah. So a lot of
When
messes.
Sublime,
Yep.
coming in
Sublime.
like a Trojan horse. I seem to remember summer of '97 was just,
that's all it was.
man, like this.
Yeah.
So abrupt. All of a sudden, it's those horns and that beat and the
Yeah.
and your guy with a trombone and
Yep. Yeah.
you got like a 4-man horn section.
Sublime. Yeah.
Ironically, not Sublime.
Yeah.
Moving on to '90s, or what's left of our
Yes, the female singers.
the resurgence of what do you call that? Me
Singer-songwriter.
generation. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a '90s version of like your Carole King and them,
Yeah. Yeah. That got started. back
Linda
then.
Ronstadt.
Yeah. Yeah. Only this time we're talking about people like Alanis.
And again, it's not inherently bad on its own. It's just that
No.
they got very popular. It came in this huge wave
Yeah.
that feels like about 1994
94 or
or
5.
3.
Yeah. She's
It
out
was a
there.
similar thing. It was just like, ba-ba.
Yeah. By that time, you knew she was out there, and she.
I got tired
reminded you
of
the
Come
mess.
to My Window.
Yeah.
Oh, in the Atlanta songs? Yeah, that
Yeah.
breakout album.
But yeah, Madonna. Madonna's another.
yeah, she doesn't count though. That's 80s.
No, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, she had a few things.
It's a singer and a person
90s, but yeah,
We're
Madonna.
talking about the me generation.
largely 80s, yeah.
I got tired of, what's it called? Melissa Etheridge? The Come to My Window song.
Yes.
Of course you got Alanis, what's her name? I hated Tori Amos.
Yeah.
Again, not from skill or competency
No.
or artistic vision.
just hearing it over and over again.
Yeah, the popularity and the
Yeah.
bad usage.
Yeah.
What was the name of? Gosh, because there was a bunch. Natalie Merchant. Who is... Did we
Yeah.
already say... Joel and Jessica, well, they
that
count
would be
as a group.
duo, yeah, at least. So, but
Where
yeah.
it's like a pair of sisters
Yeah, I
in a
thought
group.
for the longest time.
Or 4 non-blondes. 4 non-blondes.
Yeah. For the longest time, I thought
How
the
do you
sneaker
get away with
Pips
that name?
was just the female, but they always put focus on her. But there are other people behind her, so that doesn't count.
In your memories that started in sometime in the mid-90s or whatever, however far back you remember, were you there for, or do you remember the giant trend, what we were talking about, the blonde bashing, the blonde jokes of
Oh yeah,
90s?
yes, that was quintessential part of elementary school. Was bashing people just because they were blondes.
What are we going to call our group? 4 dudes who ain't stupid.
Exactly.
How about that?
Yeah.
4 non-blondes.
4 non-blondes. Yeah.
And the usual, they're all good singers,
Yeah.
good artists when it comes to performing the craft.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah. We could just.
you put about 3 of those on in a row and I'm going to start grumbling.
We could not hear it again. That would be great.
There were a ton of reviewing and trying to brainstorm and nostalgicize for what doesn't suck or does. There was a ton of these groups that either count as just like when they started calling it modern rock,
Yes.
pop rock,
Yeah. Because you have
not to be confused with the butt rock, the post grunge
that'll.
on your radio, Nickelback,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that whole
can't-
that's almost completely obvious how
Yeah.
you can toss them in the trash.
Yep.
But just like a pop, like a
You had the.
your Third Eye Blind,
Yeah.
your Collective Soul.
It was a way to separate.
Remember that group Live?
Yeah.
How do you have a group called Live?
It's live. No matter where it is, it's live.
Yeah, but it's like saying it's like saying speaker
Yeah.
or
A group called Sound.
playing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the sound. But yeah, you kind of had to, you almost had to differentiate yourself from the post-grunge, because otherwise you would get lumped in and there would be this kind of like...
Well, does it at least overlap a little bit? Three Doors Down.
Yes.
Let's see. Bare Naked Ladies sucks, but doesn't count as post-grunge butt rock.
Right. Yeah.
Creed does.
Yep. Yeah.
We can't finish this list without Creed.
No. You need a little bit of shine down in that list. They
Oh yeah, we got to get some of those numbers going again. 17 Stones.
yeah.
Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the horrors.
Yes.
The horrors of that Matchbox 20 album. My goodness.
Yeah, that was awful.
It's like mass hysteria.
Yeah, you almost...
It's like seeing a bunch of people just walk up into a
yeah.
edge of a freaking ravine or something.
Yeah, and they continue to...
Like, you know when the old people want ice cream?
And they'll...
The elderly vacationers that find an ice cream shop and just...
Yeah.
You get about 50 all at the same time.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Like it was cool that they changed their name from the number 20 to the word 20.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Spelled 20.
That was groundbreaking at the time, yeah.
When Romp Rob and them had their follow-up
Yeah.
and ruled the nation for however many years.
Yeah.
What was that, 96?
96 or 7 in that territory.
Jeez.
Yeah. Can't forget about the Alien Ant Farm.
Yes, I remember the Michael Jackson themed.
They had one...
You're out on the street in a suburbs,
Yeah.
and you're using that as the place to hold your basically Michael Jackson party.
It's not even about... they're not even dressing up as... I mean, it's probably anti-80s movement and sentiment, but they're not even acting like smooth criminals. They're standing by an actual ant farm in the video.
It's a camera. What crime are you going to pull off with a camera?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even pointed the other way.
Yes.
You're out in broad daylight, outdoors, in a street.
Yeah. And they turn up the brightness like they do on every other music.
Oh,
video.
yes, that was when stuff started using that pop and white balance, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Just it sears your retina.
When videos first started to look different, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the... Well, now, wait a minute. The lyrics are saying someone else is Smooth Criminal. So they would probably say, yeah, but listen to the damn words.
That's true.
Because it's, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's supposed to be Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I think the person is talking about someone else who is a...
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Smooth criminal.
That's something.
And, of course, that's your huge landscape.
Yeah.
You just wait for another one to come along. Puddle of Mud.
Yep. Can go without hearing them.
Stained. Does that count as 90s? I believe so.
Yeah, it does. Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Grolls.
Dave Groove and the...
Yeah.
And the Foo...
The Funky Foo. Yeah.
And your Foo Fights.
Yeah, we can't forget about Pontus, or President of the United States. The actual...
Oh, the group. Yeah, yeah.
The band.
Yep, they were pretty
Peaches
stupid.
Guys. Yeah, going to the store, gonna get a lot of peaches. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, there'll be a Silverchair CD
Yeah.
lying around in the house of wherever you...
Your stack of...
Oh, what was those other kids'... What's that kids group?
Oh!
Or they had that, like, the drummer that looked like he was about 10.
Yeah.
Hanson.
Yeah, Hanson. Yep. That's
I
it.
forgot about, we're talking about the time period of
Yeah.
the Hanson brothers.
Yeah. That... a group that... Yeah, had the door shut on them after the 90s. It's good.
Chicka, yeah, that was
Yeah.
beyond goofy.
And,
Everybody trying to sound like Eddie Vedder.
yep.
Remember, everybody is all of a sudden.
Oh wait, Oasis Man. Yeah.
I'm either I'm gonna pronounce stuff and it's gonna be
Yeah.
mysterious
I'm chanting over
in the years
the
following
guitars.
popularity of.
Yeah.
Oasis doesn't count. They're derivative as hell,
Yeah, but
it's more the Beatles
yeah.
and stuff like T-Rex or Slade.
Yeah, not about the Vetters. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, the Beatles bit an entire chunk of. Oasis
Oasis bit.
owes most of its basic format for.
Yes. Yeah. Gonna be one. Yeah.
And they can just get hosed down with the yucky hose because of all of their. Remember all that drama? You're
Yes.
supposed to like pay attention to their personal life of.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to care.
Being concerned for their health. Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to care about it, and you're like the Liams, and they were the original Paul brothers. They would
Fighting on stage. Yeah. Purposely
they would scrap for money
hamming up an argument on stage over
over
the dumbest.
Yeah, just stupid stuff as a way to make money and get the fans riled up.
That one dude was just a buffoon, man.
Yeah. Yeah, the Liam.
Not the lead singer guy, not the shorter guitarist man.
No, yeah, we gotta.
I don't remember their names.
It was Liam something,
Between which one?
but yeah,
Well, their last name is Gallagher, of course. Gallagher Brothers.
yeah, the Gallaghers. Yeah,
Anyway, the guy with those sunglasses and the slightly shaggier haircut.
yep, yeah, that's the guy you gotta not be a fan.
Monster butt float.
So yeah.
Oasis. I am so glad I somehow missed. I remember that. My brother first goes, "You don't even know who Oasis is?"
Oh,
Because I said, "Who is that?"
yeah,
And he goes, "You know, Oasis, they're at the top of the charts."
they're all over the place.
And I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. I just everybody that my family was around loved the Wonderwall track, so I could go without hearing that ever again.
Jeez.
But yeah, speaking of slight revivalism, at least, I think we got one more.
What's even left
I think we got
in this? Yeah, I'm kind of fading fast
chomping at the bit here. So
to leave. Yeah.
the swing revival of the 90s.
Veritable gold mine
This
of goofy. Yeah, this is the goofiest decade yet.
this crap drives me up the wall
It's the 90s.
because we're being real.
That swing crap at the end of the 90s, baby.
Here we are being real. We're being hardcore. We're on the
Oh.
head end of being extreme. What else? We're shaking our
For the
booties
decade
on
overall,
the
yeah.
floor. And here comes these
Yeah,
assholes.
there's 50,000 things
Here comes these guys.
for your 90s, and then we do a swing dancing revival for
We just do swing?
what's it called? Or the orchestral big band
Yeah, it's not even like
music.
It's not even
Benny Goodman type, or what's his name?
Jerry
Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Lewis and whatever. Yeah,
Those big band songs.
it's not even like electro swing. Like it doesn't have a '90s flavor, and unless you're like,
Oh.
well, it does in the way that you can be like,
A drum machine.
yeah, it does in the
Or
way
a Korg.
where you can be
But,
like, yeah,
yeah.
this came from the '90s.
That at least would have been sensational. That would have supplied the comedy
There would have,
and
yeah,
humor value.
but yeah,
No, it was just people holding swing dancing,
I guess,
either competitions or lessons, and you turn on, what was it called? Squirrel nut,
squirrel nut grab,
squirrel,
grab, squirrel. It was a
it's not acorns, but it's those,
persimmons.
No, it's got that moisture though. It's what stains your
Oh,
when they have the little thing around it
the
that smells real strong.
yeah,
They're green and then they're black. Walnuts.
Walnuts, yeah. Squirrel, walnut, something. Right. But yeah, yeah, you had
That Stray Cats crap.
yes.
Remember the Stray Cats guy went on to, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
That was like his
It's his big deal.
his way to resurge after being in the Stray Cats.
You had cherry poppin' daddies.
And then you get the trumpet with the thing on the end where you're going, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, the muted trumpet. Freaking Brian Setzer. I'm sure you.
Stray Cats man.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Yeah. And,
I'm not in a hurry on, or I'm not in a hurry to see him again.
Yeah.
It's not horrible. There's a million guys worse than old boy from the Stray Cats. But yeah, that what was that around 99?
Yeah,
or 98ish.
98, 99, about the time, a little after Space Jam.
The closure of the decade.
And the thing
with
about
just enough time to
yeah,
get that in.
well, I the theory is that teachers of elementary and middle school wanted new songs that the kids can dance to that didn't have any any type of degeneracy inside.
Why swing came about?
Yeah, that's my theory
Oh, okay.
as to why
They
that
wanted,
actually happened.
They wanted the equivalent of what's it called?
But
Tipper Gore and the Parents Coalition.
yeah, but the thing is yeah, it totally flies in the face of the 90s. And I guess the way you tell the difference between original swing and 90s swing is maybe 90s swing is a bit faster and louder. Maybe that much.
Yeah, accentuated
with the
concentrate version of what the original was. Yeah,
with the one exception, and
it's swinging.
Are we gonna have to? Now we can give them props. At least I can. With Lou Bega. Lou Bega is like the outsider in this because it was a swing. There was a swing element and a salsa element.
Gosh,
but it was for the 90s because it used synthesizers and drum machines.
it was on the radio.
But yeah, I still didn't want to hear it.
It counts as,
but
it's the use of rhythm and melody
if I have to,
in a pleasing mathematical way.
if somebody is torturing me to give 1 ounce of praise to this swing revival, it would
Was
be
the little keyboards and drum
at
machine
least Lou Bega did it right
in the
with,
mix? Yeah,
with 90s and yeah, with the drum machines and the keyboards. So yeah,
and your Charleston.
I could go for a long time without hearing those again.
You take the gal. Well, remember the sensational moves?
Yes,
It was like high flying and athleticism of Daredevil. Yeah,
burning calories.
you take your partner and fling him.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, you see the girl just whoa.
yeah, yeah. Burning calories in kineticism is always a good thing, but
Come on, it's the 90s.
as the 2000s gave way to the big beat, I would much rather do a fast dance to break beat instead of this electro swing thing. Or swing revival, anyway.
Any other honorable mentions? I forgot old what's his name? Brian Austin Green.
Yes, he belongs in the.
Yeah, we gotta touch on a few of these.
Yeah.
What's their names? Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice, Snow,
Oh yes, Snow.
the Enforcer, Snow.
The Enforcer.
It was.
Yeah. What are some other of those goofy? Did you know who Color Me Bad was?
I did not.
Were you young enough to dodge Color Me Bad? Good for you.
I dodged that bullet
Good for you. Good for you.
until it was 20 years after relevancy. But yeah,
Those white guy groups that would try to.
yep.
Speaking of which, don't forget the 90s actually also counted as time of
Boy bands?
Yeah, New Kids on the Block.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go without hearing them again. Whenever they had that, I think it was either a 20th or 30th anniversary on the Today Show. I was
Oh yeah, they've done numerous. Yeah,
like, okay, all right then. We're doing this now, I guess. But, yeah, I don't need to hear them again.
yeah, Jacob and Romp Rob and
Yeah.
Jeff Tank
Yeah. Yeah, they don't...
and Little Billy B.
Yep. Yeah, I don't need to hear them again at all.
And that resurged only a few years later too.
Yeah, it
The
did.
later '90s boy bands.
Yeah, there
starting
was...
in with Britney Spears in 1997.
There was, yeah,
And your
Backstreet
JT
Boys
family. Yeah, yeah,
and NSYNC and
yeah. That was the '90s too.
whoever the third one was that was popular
Oh.
at the time.
Speaking of which, again, that we have to acknowledge, because his career did indeed break out during the '90s. Eminem,
Yes. Yeah, he belongs... Yeah.
with your Kid Rock and your
Yep.
white rappers.
You couldn't go anywhere
Yeah,
without
you
hearing...
can't
without hearing...
deny him his white rapper pedigree.
Without hearing, my name is... What? My name is... Who? That's all I heard in the late 90s. Was that. Well...
Is that when you go, "What a time to be alive"?
Yeah. Yeah. What a time
We
to be
have
alive.
honored and respected the white rapper.
Yeah. For me, Eminem just got better with time. Like, I don't like those first few albums at all. When it was trying to be like a dark, gritty, and serious. But he was being real, so I will give him that. He was coming up from 8 Mile and whatnot with his boy Royce on the side. But
Yeah, you can't really fault him when your stage set is a replica of your childhood home.
Yeah.
You can't really say it's
No. I
fake and phony.
I respect it for being real, spirit of the 90s, but
What a great entire transition of a decade, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, the passage of time goes in years.
But there was a lot of stuff.
In our number system of math,
Yeah.
the decade lasts 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, just thinking from the close of the 80s and the whole thing of
It's no longer...
how that decade doesn't necessarily start right when that number changes.
Yeah.
So you could take that up to the early 90s
Yeah.
and your everything else.
Yeah.
Going from New Kids on the Block all the way to
All the way.
old Eminem and
Eminem.
swing dancing.
Yeah.
Swing dancing.
Swing dancing. Yeah.
I was just gonna go do some swing dancing.
Yeah. Hey, do you think maybe we should swing instead of maybe we should sing? But
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's worthwhile. I thought maybe we could swing and dance.
Yeah. yeah. Yep.
In your
But yeah, what a decade.
what they are.
You could
I told you it was the 90s.
Yeah.
It counts as a hard slog, boy. We've been at this for like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'll need like something besides a Sinologic 16.
Oh yeah.
Something besides some Gibson PowerTech gloves.
Yeah.
Something aside from
Not having to talk to Ralphie again. Yeah. And yeah. I'll go without the internet.
You want to go to Wendy's and eat at the 90s Super Bar? No.
Yeah.
Can it please just not be something from the 90s?
Do you want your jazz graphic on your little solo cup? The little squiggly line that's purple and blue.
Oh,
and
the
whatnot?
turquoise, yeah.
Yeah. Keep them in your Trapper Keeper. I peel them apart. And...
At least we didn't put New Age
nope.
on list.
I actually like the new age of the 90s.
Yeah, there was enjoyable stuff.
So, yeah, Evangelist. But yeah, yeah, it's the 90s. We're living it up.
Yeah, it's like walking in quite tall grass.
Yeah.
Huge decade for
Huge.
These. How shall we? What cultural blunders Man,
Yep.
I love how
Yep.
the same innocence that you normally say for the 1950s, 50s innocence,
Yes.
is still illustrating through these trial and error,
Yeah. It really
fumbling along of
just
this socioculture. It's
it's very fat. Yeah.
hilarious.
Hilarious and yeah, kind of fascinating.